And Anthony Fraley.
We will be taking you into the world of professional wrestling.
Hey man, how you been? It's been a long time no see.
I've been good, been busy.
Yeah.
Vacation for a week, personal stuff, and just
Oh, that's about the same for me. It's been a crazy week in Boone's camp. Had some personal stuff to deal with, but I'm back in it to win it now. Start school tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 35-year-old man going to school look at books. That's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's gonna really suck. I don't think I could do it anymore.
We'll find out in a week.
That's right. You'll be able to tell us the experience.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, a lot of wrestling has happened over the last 10 days since we've last had our show.
I can see that, man. It's this little sheet, our little cheat sheet, man. It's 100% full.
Yeah, I know.
I had to make the words smaller to make it fit.
It's
but we've it's just been a crazy. We've seen live wrestling this week. We've watched a little bit on the internet, a little bit on TV. I'm sure if you're all keeping up with it, you know how wild it's been, and if not, we're going to help you keep up.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to start off with the G1 Finals. It has wrapped up. That has been
20 plus days.
20 plus days of wrestling every single day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it is all finished up now.
Yeah. I think we should tell who won the block, like the last match of the block, and then talk about the match in the finals. Does that work for you?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, because I mean, we could probably do 6 shows on the G1 by itself.
Oh yeah, no problem.
But if you're looking back, the blocks itself in Block A, the final in that was Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. These two guys they've got crazy chemistry in the ring. They've got a crazy storyline among them because Tanahashi used to be the man in New Japan.
And I know Okada kind of took that from him for the past
3-4 years. Yeah. So, you have that storyline built into it, and they meet in the finals. The winner of that match wasn't guaranteed to go on, though.
No. There was a lot of stuff that had to happen for the winner of Tanahashi and Okada to go on.
I mean, Tanahashi controlled his destiny.
Yeah.
Okada controlled someone else's destiny. That was Jay White. If the way the tiebreaker, they were all 3 tied for points, but Jay White could have advanced if Okada pinned Tanahashi. And like, thanks, sucker, and flip the bird and go on down the road.
Yeah. Well, your winner in your B block finals was between Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. They both were. Kenny Omega was and Kota Ibushi both were tied in points going into the finals, and you got 2 best friends and Golden Elite members. Going one-on-one with each other.
Then these guys got chemistry for years.
They go back 10 years from Super Juniors. Yeah,
Super Juniors, DDT Pro Wrestling. I think Kenny moved to Japan because of Kota. He helped. I think he helped sponsor him or something because evidently Kota's loaded.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening, Kota, send me a few dollars and I'll thank you in the podcast. But but I mean. The B block this year was stacked. Whenever we done our first episode on G1, I think we said, conceivably 5 or 6 of the people on that side could have won.
Yeah, could have won for sure.
And it came down to what really got Kenny Omega was, I think that loss to Toru Yano. That must have knocked him off his game a little bit.
Yeah, he ended up losing like 3 in a row.
Yeah, but... It was a great G1. He went through it, busted up. He got 6 stitches. He wrestling with a broke heel.
Yeah.
He's he put the effort in, didn't pull out when he could have, and we had 2 instant classics, and that wasn't even the last match.
No, Kenny Omega. He's got 2 weeks now to
hopefully heal up a little bit.
Heal up for All In. which we'll talk about later.
Well, we're gonna talk about that a little later. Yeah, but well, so between Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi, that's a dream match on paper right there too. That's one of the best high flyers in the world right now versus New Japan's ace.
Yeah, New Japan's ace.
Tanahashi being the ace, Kota Ibushi being the high flyer. He got banned from Budokan Hall for years because he jumped off a balcony after they told him not to. And he was all right paying that fine, I think. But
So the finals of the G1 came down between Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi.
yes, and that match was everything I've read on it says this was an instant classic. It's going to be one of those matches talked about for years in the G1 final. Evidently, Tanahashi he's wrestling with 2 torn biceps. Like they're not torn to where he has to have surgery, but they're torn. He knows it, and he's pushing God knows how many years now. I think he's getting close to 40, and he's just he's starting to get beat up, but he's still going. He's fighting through. Japan loves that. They love seeing people fight through pain, and these two guys were putting each other through pain the whole night. Come down to no shenanigans, no anything in terms of the pinfall, just a straight pin.
It was a straight pin, but your winner of the G1 this year was Tanahashi over Kota Ibushi. It was a 35-minute match, and it was just a straight pin.
No, nothing out of the ordinary.
No interference, no low blows, no chair shots, no nothing. Just
but that's got some implications though. Now with Tanahashi being the G1 champion, what's going to happen with him? Is he going to challenge somebody for a title? Is he going to try to bring the Intercontinental title back to New Japan? I think he can challenge for it.
Yeah, he could, but I really think that it's going to be.
You think he's going to go for Omega?
Yeah, I think it'll be Omega and Tanahashi because Tanahashi, I think, still deep down inside thinks that he's the man. He's the man.
Yeah.
And New Japan and him winning the G1 kind of makes him think it even more. Him being the man, and everybody knows Kenny Omega's the man right now.
Yeah, I mean we're getting lined up for possibly the next 3 months of just crazy wrestling, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the G1 in a nutshell. We can we're going to sit down one day and actually nitpick the G1. I think have a few episodes just before we can post them in between, sort of extra talk about them because we really need to sit down and watch them. But this is supposed to be one of the better ones. There was 4.5-star matches almost every show.
Yeah, every show there was at least 2 or 3 matches.
I mean, just crazy what they were putting out this year.
Yeah, Nato and Zack Sabre Jr. and Zack Sabre Jr. and Omega.
Ishii and Omega. That's supposed to be the best match of the. I watched it. I don't see it being the best match. It deserved its 5 stars though.
Yeah,
for sure. Those two dudes beat the hell out of each other. But that's got G1 covered, man. You want to go on to the other side of the pond?
Yeah, we're going to go on to the other side of the pond now. We're going to go in with a little bit of SummerSlam's coming right around the corner. And
Summerama.
Yeah, it's got a really good card if WWE can let the wrestlers actually wrestle. It's got a really...
There's 2 matches on here I'm kind of like, why? But that's... I'm hoping they prove me wrong. It's going to be an 8-hour SummerSlam this year probably. So
yeah, I really think it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I like wrestling. I don't know if I love it like that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, if I was there, it'd be different. The beer was $2 a cup, but we gonna start at the bottom of the card and work our way up, or we gonna start at the top and work our way down, man? Your call.
Well, we're start at the bottom and let you all know what the final match is going to be. Y'all already know that, so we're going to start at the bottom.
Yeah.
At the bottom, you got open the show. You probably have Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor. They've been feuding on and off on Raw now for about 3 or 4 weeks, about a month, I guess.
Thereabouts, yeah.
About a month. The feud, it is what it is. It's kind of like Baron Corbin is the constable on Raw, and it kind of seems to me they don't really have a place for Finn Balor right now. They're kind of just throwing him out there.
Yeah, let him do something just to keep him fresh. But man, I want to have some real talk right quick. Whenever Baron Corbin was in NXT, I loved it. The music, the entrance. I didn't want Baron Corbin talking. I wanted Baron Corbin wrestling and punch, kick, end of days, walk out. That was fine. That's 100% what he's built for. And they seemed like they tried to force him down our throat after he got to WWE, and I was, he had a decent look about him. Whatever, I just don't. I'm let down overall.
Yeah, they've shaved his head now and made him a corporate little bitch, as I like to call him.
Yeah.
And
he could have shaved his head in a match, man. Made a few dollars.
Yeah. Could have had a hair versus mask match against somebody or something like that.
Hair versus demon match with
But I did watch a little bit of Raw last week, and they had They had Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns, and that was not very good at all. It was,
I can imagine that was must see television.
Yeah, Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin was. It didn't look good at all together. It was sloppy, extremely sloppy. Another match at SummerSlam we have this year is a match in the making. This match has been brewing for 3 years.
I'm gonna say longer than that. I'm gonna say about 7 since NXT when it was the old.
Yeah. When it was
the reality show NXT.
Yeah, reality show NXT. This has been. Brewing that long.
Yeah. Now we've got in this match we've got everyone's lovable, little gnome face in WWE, Daniel Bryan, taking on his old mentor from NXT, The Miz. This is it's a little personal, seems like.
Yeah, this could possibly be maybe Daniel Bryan's last match in WWE.
His last pay-per-view.
This could be his last pay-per-view. As of right now, he is not on contract for.
I think they said 30th, 31st, the last day of August.
Last day of August is his contract is up.
March, April, May, June, July. Okay, it's 31-day month according to my knuckles.
Yeah.
So, but Friday the 31st, he's done, and who knows what's happening Saturday? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be somewhere on September the 1st on Saturday. He could show up somewhere. We don't really know.
Yeah, it's but then again, he could show up to the next house show. That's all within him, all within the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Another match that should be a decent one if they let them go longer than 3 minutes, like they did at the last pay-per-view.
Well, with 8 hours of television time, they should let everyone have an hour match if they want it.
Yeah. SmackDown tag titles will be on the line against the New Day. So the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day.
I hope they I hope it's a hoss fight. I hope New Day's having to fight for everything they get, man. Just those are some 2 big, nasty looking dudes.
Well, the Bludgeon Brothers, they lately have just been kicking ass, taking names.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and the New Day's kind of just always in the tag title picture. It looks like.
Yeah. I like their attitude they've got, and they work great together. I'm talking about the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
Bludgeon Brothers, though, they seem to work good together too. I listened to a podcast this week, ENC's Pot of Awesomeness. Harper was on there, and he talked, in detail about, how just he enjoys this. He enjoys what he's doing now. Probably the best year of wrestling he's had. His whole career.
Uh-huh.
So they seem like they're having fun and they're doing what they want. Plus, they could be, monster hosses, killing people on SmackDown. So,
yeah, that match should be decent. We'll just have to watch and find out. The next match on the card.
Yeah, we've got some people from 205 Live showing up this on the pay-per-view. Might be the pre-show kickoff, but it's on the network. It's on the pay-per-view. We'll have Cedric Alexander, champion, versus Drew Gulak. Drew is a technician. Cedric Alexander is a high flyer. It could be a good clash of styles. I could see something, some sort of grappling technique, and Alexander jump out of it. He might moonsault or something like that. They've been doing good TV. They've said this since they took over. This is supposed to let Triple H get a little more say
in 205.
In 205, just letting them wrestle rather than trying to have storylines for every single person.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to have a multifaceted character in wrestling. You just say you're the good guy, you're the bad guy. Go get over.
Yeah, the 205 Cruiserweight division could be really good if they'd let it be.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some really good talent down there. Some guys that can really go.
Yeah.
They just.
I mean, it seems like they've been testing out the waters because they've done a few just 205 Live shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. So they're putting feelers out there. Hopefully, I don't read anything from Meltzer or any of those people. So I don't know if this is one of those things like two and done. They're going to do it once or twice a year, or if they're wanting to do it monthly. So
yeah,
but they're still letting them go, letting them have TV time, and they're killing it.
Yeah. Huh? Another match we got on the SummerSlam card. This is like the third or fourth time these guys will be wrestling in a pay-per-view, which I really don't like.
Not the way they've done it. Like if it builds in violence, makes sense. But it's just sort of just they're having matches.
Yeah, I kind of think on out of all the big matches on SummerSlam, I think only one. Well, if you count the women's matches, both women's matches they've never wrestled each other in pay-per-view. But as far as the other, there's only one match on the pay-per-view that they've not wrestled each other on pay-per-view before. Yeah, that's some interesting.
It is.
History.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, but you got Strowman versus Owens for the Money in the Bank briefcase contract.
Is this going to be a ladder match again, or is this going to be just a regular?
This is just whoever wins.
Just whoever wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't really know why they're doing this.
I mean, Owens is up 2-0, 3-0. I mean,
yeah, if you want, yeah.
So he's got a chance, right?
Yeah.
As long as there's no cages or anything like that. That poor man. He's going to get murdered
Again.
Yeah. I hope we're wrong. I hope he wins the briefcase and he shows up and cashes in on Brock Lesnar before the match even starts and wrestles Reigns.
I'd like to see Roman's. I'd like to see Strowman just murder Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That'd be good for me.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, not a real big Strowman fan, but I like him a lot better than Brock and Reigns. This next match could possibly be good if they let it be.
It was good on SmackDown the last time it happened, before everyone's Lord and Savior Randy Orton showed up.
Yeah, but Orton's been apparently flashing his junk to
people,
so he's not on the pay-per-view anymore.
Oh, they pulled him from the
They
pay-per-view?
pulled him, yeah.
I didn't know if he was on there. Okay.
No, they pulled it. So
Oh, yeah.
now you've got a one-on-one match for the U.S. title: Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy.
The last pay-per-view this was on, you blinked, you missed it.
Yeah, you blink, you miss. It was literally 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But this match could be one of the better matches if they let it.
If they let it, I almost hate to say if Nakamura wants to have a good match. I'm not saying he sandbags, but in New Japan he was the same way. Sometimes he phoned it in.
Yeah.
Other times, whenever it was a big time match, he went all out, and that's why he became the man in New Japan.
Yeah, that match could be really good. They both, you got combined. You probably have close to 50 years of wrestling experience combined in the ring right there.
So hopefully,
Nakamura's been there, has been wrestling since 98-ish.
Yeah.
And Jeff Hardy's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Hopefully they know something about pro wrestling by now.
Yeah, hopefully they should. Another match on the card. This match has been going on now for months, pretty much 6 months, pretty much since April.
Yeah. We got Dolph Ziggler, the champion, versus Seth Rollins again
for the Intercontinental Championship. Again.
I mean, you've got to do what you have to do to get the belt out there, but because I don't understand the Iron Man match should have been the end of the feud.
Yeah, and they just keep going with it and going with it and going with it. I don't know if this is to keep Rollins relevant. Yeah. Having him fight Ziggler every time, or
I don't understand. I mean, this thought just hit me a second ago. This pay-per-view is the reason we need factions in WWE. 100%. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, hear me out, people, because I'm sure Todd's kind of feeling the same way right now. If you have factions of 4 and 5 people, not saying the whole show needs to be like the NWO where 95 people was in NWO at one time, but if you have a faction like, the dumpster divers, people who look, sketch like Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy,
mm-hmm.
whatever. You have another, give them cool names. They don't have to be the Four Horsemen. They don't have to be the New Legion of Doom. Just whatever you want to call these groups of 5 or 6 people. You can have one person in that group be,
your head,
your talking face, the head of the group, who's in the title hunt for the world title.
Mm-hmm.
You can have your next, second command be the Intercontinental person. You can have that one person who gets pinned every fucking match. Be like your Chase Owens in the Bullet Club. You could be like, Mongo McMichael was in the New Four Horsemen. You could be, and you can have them in tag matches to where these people get a fight a little bit, but you don't get it all at one time.
Yeah.
Because once you get it all at one time, the only way you can go is more violent, in my opinion. Because that's how you're going to get your cage matches. Because they've been trying to get their hands on. Braun Strowman's been trying to get his hands on Kevin Owens for 6 months at this point. Put him in a cage match so he can't get away from him.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, even back in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was factions in the 80s. They didn't have names. They weren't like, hey, the Blue Bloods or the, the Black Stallions, stuff like that. Yeah. But they were factions. They were factions to a point. So, like, you had Bobby Brain Heenan. You had his people that he
I think he
managed.
I think he might have called them the family or something. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's just like, but it's not like, it don't have to be like a hard faction like New Japan's factions are kind of stupid, I think, in some regard, because you've got Chaos. Why are they Chaos whenever some of them's faces, some of them's heels?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. If they were all heels, all right, yeah, the Chaos makes sense.
Yeah.
Suzuki Gun's the only one I think makes sense because they are all assholes. Every single one of them.
Every single one.
So, but but you can have your people, to where you can like do a 6-man tag, to where these people can get some chemistry together, but they're not in the ring the whole time.
And that's how you get your feuds too. I mean, if you have the, examples. Say you had a faction that had Finn Balor, Rollins, and Ziggler were all in one faction together. And then you had another faction that had Owens, Nakamura, and Hardy.
Yeah.
And you put them in a 6-man tag, and say the end of that match came down between Ziggler and Hardy.
Yeah.
There's your feud.
Yeah, because you can get if one of them pins the other person, I got you.
Yeah.
And then that can cause a couple TV shows of feuding. A tag here, interview there. I'm not saying make it to where it's just dialogue on television. If it's just them talking on TV, that's the worst wrestling, I think. But if they do like a little 10-second, I'm coming to get you, and then they eventually finally get that fight at the end of the Raw.
Yeah.
That's how Raw and Nitro used to end. It used to end in a fist fight.
Yeah, you see in the fist fights, security coming out and ripping someone off.
Yeah.
Security coming out trying to drag someone away, or factions.
Yeah, the factions all running out and attacking each other.
But someone's standing in the ring and for 45 minutes of a show, and
they're just talking. Yeah.
And then the other guy comes out and talks for 2 minutes, and
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's I think there's a way to do it. You can't do it overnight. You can't just show up on Raw tomorrow night and be like, oh well, here's our groups. No, you can't do that. You can do, like 2 people, like, oh well, a tag team be the start of it.
Yeah.
And I think. I'm sorry I went off on a rant there.
That's all right.
I'm fed up with seeing the same match every show. Every show. Yeah. Because,
it's not like these guys are just wrestling on pay-per-view. They're wrestling on the freaking shows. Ziggler and Rollins have wrestled on Raw.
And
probably 4 times the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And then on a pay-per-view.
And they're probably doing house shows. They're probably doing them by themselves too.
Yeah.
Well,
I do know that Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns are taking on each other at house show.
Okay.
Is this?
Roman's got to wrestle somebody.
Yeah.
It sure as fuck ain't gonna be Brock.
No, not at a house show.
Not at a house show.
But is this showing us that Roman Reigns is destined to win the title now, and maybe Drew is going to get a shot at it?
That's something we have to read into, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand why they're doing this. Whenever they got more people subscribed to the network, they're getting their money, but at the same time, it doesn't feel special anymore. It feels like
you're giving them the same crap. The network is not. It don't.
You're giving them a 7-hour Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, you're giving them 7-hour Monday Night Raw with 2 SmackDown matches that are good thrown in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back on. Yeah.
I'm depressed now, man.
Yeah. Well, this next match that we're going to tell you all about, I'm thinking this could be the 3rd or 2nd best match of the night.
This is going to be a sleeper hit, I think.
Yeah.
And
it's a women's match.
It's a women's match.
Yeah, the women's division over on Raw and SmackDown, WWE period, is just about as good as the men. It's very good.
I think they said Finley's the producer, I think, for all these matches. He has his hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't, he's probably telling them, what if you do this? What if you do that? And they are knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. In my own opinion, this SmackDown Women's Championship match could be the 2nd or 3rd best match of the night.
Yeah.
And it is between Carmella, your champion, versus Becky Lynch. I really think Becky Lynch is the 2nd best women's wrestler on the planet, behind Charlotte. Asuka now is probably 4th or 5th. She has just fallen off the face of the earth since she came up to the main roster.
It's they done her a big disservice booking her to lose against Charlotte at that Mania.
Yeah.
The next Mania, do it.
Yeah, Charlotte didn't have to win that Mania. She won the women's title when it was vacated at the Mania before. So, I mean, there was no point of Charlotte even winning that match. And then you're taking the all-time winning record away from Asuka and her debut match all at one time.
It just let the air out of that balloon is what it was like.
Yeah.
It just went from being
Yeah, and it's not that Charlotte should have been the one to beat her. Because Charlotte is by far leaps and bounds better than...
Well, in the WWE aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think, if they had this match in Japan, sort of letting them go like they do.
Yeah. Asuka would have won.
Asuka would deserve to win because she was at one point the baddest woman on the planet.
Yeah. But the Carmella and Becky Lynch match, I'm thinking it'll be really good because Carmella can actually go too.
Yeah. I mean, for as little as she's been in the business, Becky Lynch can go. She's got the kids behind her. Ultimate, babyface versus little.
Yeah, this is your
heel.
This is your heel versus babyface right here in a women's match. I mean, it is. Your next women's match is for the Raw Championship. Alexis Bliss versus Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
This is going to tell me everything I need to know about if Rousey deserves to be the champion. I don't know what they're. If she wins it, if she starts showing up every Monday Night Raw, I don't see her doing house shows. I don't.
No, I don't either.
But if she shows up every Monday Night Raw, or if she's going to be like Rock and show up every 4 Monday Night Raws.
Yeah, but Alexa Bliss, she's extremely good.
She is. She's just like Carmella. She's not been in business 5 years.
Yeah, I mean she's 4'0" She ain't even 5 foot. She's 4'0", and she's a firecracker.
Yeah, she can go. It's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, but Rousey, she has to. She still has that UFC to her. Her finishing move is a kind of like a German suplex, release German suplex.
Okay.
Something like that, or a overhead release German suplex, something like that. It's kind of awkward looking, but she still has the UFC. It still looks extremely, extremely sloppy. The angle she does it, the way she grabs them, she still has that UFC grappling to her. She don't have that finesse.
Trying to make it actually real.
Yeah.
Versus the entertainment aspect of it. Because you got to show out.
Yeah, like it's just really. She needs to tone back the aggression and the power she uses. She needs to tone that back. Even your bigger wrestlers like Brock and Bobby Lashley and Goldberg back in the day, and Scott Steiner. All them guys, they were so big and powerful compared to who they were wrestling. But when they done their moves, they were done with some finesse. They didn't look like they were. They looked powerful, but they didn't look like they were, having to really use the power. Yeah. If that makes sense.
You can do something to make it look like it's the most painful thing in the history of the world, but not.
Yeah, but not.
Ronda
Rousey, she's put so much emphasis in make it look like it's such a powerful move. Yeah. And she needs to tone that back and just, make more finesse. Yeah. And we'll see. But Ronda Rousey, she has to prove herself in this match if she's going to become the champion. We know that Vince McMahon wants her to be, and know that Stephanie McMahon wants her to be.
Yeah. I mean, she proved herself that she can wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah.
But what's it been? 4 matches since then? Maybe 5?
Yeah, she's had. I don't. Has she had one?
I mean, I heard she had one on Raw the other night or something like that.
Oh, she took on. Nia Jax.
Yeah.
For the title, and that was interference match. That was interference. That's the only match. That's the only single match she's had.
I mean, I wish her the best. I do. I just, if she was to win.
Yeah, she took on Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
On Raw.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was, it wasn't much.
Yeah.
This should be your main event, but it won't be.
Nope.
Because this is how Vince McMahon rolls.
Well, we've seen this title on TV this month, so
Yeah, AJ Styles has actually been on TV this month, so you haven't seen the Universal title in 5 months. So.
Yeah.
But this could have been, should have been, would have been. This should be your best match of the night. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. These guys go back all the way to
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
I mean, 100%. They go back. They go back in time. These two guys. I mean, AJ in some polls would be listed as the greatest wrestler alive today for in-ring ability, and I could believe it. Some people used to say Samoa Joe was the best wrestler on the planet, and based on in-ring ability alone, I believe them too. This is going to answer, to a lot of people who haven't seen it live. It's going to answer some questions.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be, if they let them have some fun, man, this could be the match of the night.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen both wrestlers live before, and they both can really go. AJ Styles right now, he is really up there, and he's close. He's my second. I think Kenny Omega right now is the sun rises and sets in his backside right now to me. Ever since he won the IWPG Heavyweight Championship, but the Samoa Joe and AJ Styles match could be your best match of the night for SummerSlam.
Very well could be, brother.
Yeah, I think it will probably be my favorite match of the night. But I know this next match will be your favorite for sure.
I don't know how I'm going to survive this one. We've got the base. I can't even do it. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to even try to announce him in. We've got the champion Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I literally wrote this on the cheat sheet. Brock versus Reigns, best match ever. I've already gave it 9 stars.
I gave it 9 stars.
Yeah. This is going to be. This is going to be like that match between Goldberg and Lesnar at Mania. You remember that?
Yeah.
The whole crowd was booing them the whole time. This is what this match is going to be.
Yeah, this possibly could be. Brock Lesnar has not had a match since he won the belt at WrestleMania.
I need that job.
Yeah. So let's make $2 or $3 million not wrestle.
Yeah.
Once every 6 months. And Roman Reigns, I've been watching Raw here the last couple of weeks, and kind of maybe looks like Roman Reigns is getting a little bit of the crowd behind him.
Well,
they're tired. I think they're tired of Brock Lesnar not being there. They're tired of their championship belt not being on TV.
I mean, that very well could be. This could be. It could be people just wanting him to win just to get the belt back on TV, and maybe hopefully someone cash in.
Yeah,
hopefully
someone could cash in. Also, Dean Ambrose could come back.
He could.
He could come back, or hey. Reigns could beat Brock. Braun Strowman could cash in.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose come out and possibly, crack chair over top of Braun Strowman or something. There's a lot of stuff they can do.
He could cause Brock the title and then form a faction. I don't know. I want him in the faction.
Yeah, he's won a faction so bad. Reigns could beat Brock. Braun Strowman cash in, lose the belt. Braun's destroying Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose come down for the sake.
Yeah.
Hey, we got the Shield back.
And if that happened, that's the only way you're going to get Roman 100%, liked again.
Yeah.
Because they like the other two guys so much, they're going to bleed over extra love on them.
Yeah.
Well, that's so far. That's our SummerSlam card.
That is the SummerSlam card. I think that is all the matches. There is a pre-show match. It is Rusev and Lana versus Alma and
Almas and his valet. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
She can wrestle though.
Yeah.
But she's in that manager role.
Yeah, she's 4.2 inches tall.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's extremely, extremely tiny.
Yeah.
But that I think that's going to be your pre-show match. Yeah. Also, that weekend going on before SummerSlam, you have NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4.
Yes. This is starting to be a summer tradition.
Yeah. This is the fourth summer that NXT has been doing the Brooklyn thing, and SummerSlam has been at Brooklyn 4 years straight, and I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
But SummerSlam is on a Sunday, NXT is on a Saturday. Yeah. SummerSlam has a lot to live up to. This NXT card.
It's a short card.
It's a short card,
but my God.
Yeah. Their pay-per-views are not 7 hours long like.
No, they're like 2.5 to 3.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3.
Yeah. This. You want to start at the bottom of the card, work our way back up?
Yeah, we'll start at the bottom and work our way back up and flip back and forth. And,
yeah.
But
well, we've got on the first match, probably of the night, Velveteen Dream versus EC3. This is, Velveteen Dream's only wrestled for 3 years.
That's hard to believe. He is.
They say that if you read the interviews, if you believe them, they say they teach him something, and he knows it. Next day, like he understands. Wow. He's being taught by the best of the best. EC3 left. He used to be in WWE a long time ago.
Yeah, he was
Tyler Bateman.
Tyler Bateman.
He could lift weights. That was his whole shtick.
Yeah.
And he went to Impact, and
his aunt owned it.
His aunt owned it, and he became the most self-righteous prick ever. And you gotta love him for it.
Yeah, I've never, ever, 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 ever been an EC3 fan.
Not even now.
Not even now.
Oh man,
I'm not an EC3 fan. He is your typical Vince McMahon steroid up big man.
It's just that vitamin water, bro.
He's your, he's right there with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley to me. Yeah.
But that's got a possibility to be a decent match. Now I'm not going to say it's going to be, no 3-star classic, but it's going to be a good way to open the card off.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. He can go. So
yeah, they both. I'm not taking anything away from them. They both
you just don't like him.
I just don't like him.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't like his attitude. I don't like his character.
Maybe his character's that good, it's making you hate him.
Yeah. He ain't no Roman Reigns now.
Oh no.
But your NXT Tag Championship match is the Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain.
Yes.
Undisputed Era. They're on fire. To my opinion, they're the second thing, hottest thing in wrestling, faction-wise, besides the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
They are made up of the Undisputed Era is Roderick Strong, and
Bobby Fish,
and Kyle O'Reilly, and the man Adam Cole, baby. But your undisputed tag team champions are Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly right now.
Bobby's still out.
Bobby's still out. Yeah, I think he has an MCL, ACL.
Everything with an L tore.
Yeah, everything in his.
I think he tore his knee out.
Yeah.
So.
It was laying over on the ground.
Yeah, it's like.
And pick it up and put it back over there.
Yeah, they put it back in.
Yeah, him popping it back in. But that Mustache Mountain, I really don't know a lot about them guys.
They're two guys from NXT UK. Tyler Bate, Trent Seven. They're good, very good. They had 2 5-star matches in a row between these two groups.
Yeah,
like Meltzer said, best match of the card, 5 stars. 100% said it's must watch. So they could break the scale at NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Yeah, they could, but
what's surprising they hit 6 stars. I mean, they're going to go. Yeah. They're going to go bananas on this.
But the next match, I think, will be the match of the weekend. I think it will be better than any NXT match. I think it will be better than any SummerSlam match.
I've got it in my second. I've got it second on my weekend.
Second year of the weekend, but everything I read online saying these two guys, and could be the next, main players in WWE.
Oh, and they deserve it.
If WWE wants to come back and really get all the fan bases back in, you've got enough wrestlers, enough talent, enough superstars there to really push it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need your typical big people anymore to run to be your champions.
No, you don't need that 6'7", 380-pound guy. You don't have to.
You don't have to. And they've got 10 wrestlers on their roster. You could throw in a faction. You could throw them in a tag team with each other. You could throw them in anything, and you could throw a belt in there with them and let them feud for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you could put them anybody in any mixture, and the match would be awesome.
Oh, definitely.
But the NXT North American title match between Adam Cole and Ricochet could be amazing.
I've got that my second of the weekend. Yeah. It's just my number one is upcoming. Yeah. So myself.
But Adam Cole right now probably as WWE. I'm talking WWE. They own NXT as their branch, but I think Adam Cole is their number 2 guy in their company, WWE's company, and AJ Styles being their number 1, and Adam Cole being their number 2, as far as players in their company. You've got a high flyer in Ricochet, and you've got a total package in Adam Cole. And Anthony is on his phone looking at a match that.
Yeah,
we seen it. I seen you, caught you.
It was a Young Bucks tweet, so my phone beeped.
Yeah, had a look at it.
Yeah.
But that match is going to be amazing, and the NXT Championship match will be just as good.
Yes, definitely. This match was originally supposed to be a triple threat match. One of the participants tore his groin, had to have surgery. So I've never done that, but I imagine it really hurts.
Yeah.
I roll an ankle and I about die. But you've got probably the feud of the year in all companies. That's why I'm saying this is my number 1 match of the weekend. You've got the champion of NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, versus Johnny Gargano, in a last man standing match. This has gotten so personal. Like these two guys used to be in a tag team called DIY together, and Ciampa tore his knee apart. He was out on the shelf for 8 months. Johnny Gargano kept going on and on and on. Just going on up the card. Ciampa shows up unannounced and attacks him from behind, and this has been the ultimate.
Puts Gargano on the shelf.
Puts Gargano on the shelf. I mean, this is storytelling and wrestling 101.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have that match happen right then and there.
No,
they've let it go a little longer.
And what else they've also done is you don't see Gargano and Ciampa fighting at every NXT house show. You don't see them fighting at every single match on TV.
I don't think they've even met in tag matches.
No, they don't even meet in tag matches.
Yeah, it's just like they have that fight. They have, you son of a, that kind of stuff. This match came from Aleister Black versus Ciampa, and Johnny helped Tommaso, helped him to his feet, or and Ciampa got the win. And this is going to put Aleister Black in the main event of the show, because he's been the world champ, and he's not been the main event for 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah, see,
or 3 takeovers. Or
this
whatever.
is Ciampa beat Aleister Black for the belt at a house show. So the NXT World Championship belt was lost at a house show.
Yeah,
to Ciampa.
But they was planning on, doing this, and then Black got hurt. So, what could have happened, we don't know. Will they come back to it later? Possible. Depends on who's in NXT still. But last man standing, and the way these two guys had that street fight at the last takeover, oh my God, this is going to be bad. I know they don't do it. If there's a pile driver thrown in this, it will not surprise me in the least.
No.
Would not. I could see them taking the hit and paying the fine. Well, that's kind of
WWE
taken care of.
Yeah. So 2 more weeks. You've got NXT Takeover Brooklyn and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As of right now, that is the 2 cards for NXT and for WWE.
Yeah.
And it's shaping up to be extremely, extremely good.
Yes, I mean, this is I wouldn't say the SummerSlam's going to be, must watch. There will be some matches on it worth catching, though.
Yeah.
But, fast forward on the network for sure.
For sure.
But, well, that's got us out of the big companies. You want to take a trip to the Indies?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about our little local indie show we went and watched last night. It was Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, BCW.
Yes.
They have a little bit of in-house
drama. Yeah, I mean, it's. I wasn't there, so I don't want to get involved in what happened.
Yeah.
You could tell after probably the second or third match, something was up.
Yeah, something was up.
And they may have announced at the beginning what was up.
Yeah, they was having a tournament for the
world title.
World title belt that was vacated by their champion.
Yeah, and they had flyers up in town, saying this person's going to be here, this person's going to be here. It's local indie. You know who the guys are.
Yeah.
And, after the third match, I was like, well, I'm seeing some of the same people again, sort of, and they may have announced that they, due to unforeseen circumstances, who knows? Me and Toss catching up. We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. Sue us. But,
yeah, but at the BCW last night, you had 5 of the wrestlers not show up or walk out or something like that.
Of that nature. And, we're not saying that they shouldn't get paid. Not saying they need to get paid what they wanted, though.
But we heard that there was a controversy in money.
Money. And, money's root of all evil, yada, yada, yada. I know for certain how much it costs to rent the place that they're running, because I tried to rent it for a concert. You know, to charge admission, and it's like $75 an hour. And they count the time that you set up the ring. When you show up, that's when the time starts.
Yeah.
So, bell time at 7:30. We was out of there at 10 last night. They was probably there till 11:30.
Yeah, I'd say
That's 7. That's 4 hours right there. That's $200. That's $300 right there.
$300. Yeah.
Plus the hour before that, probably maybe 2 hours. I don't know. And then so all they get is $7 a head. All they get is what they make from the concession stand. That's it. So, there's not much money to go around.
No,
in my opinion.
It is what it is.
It is, yeah.
They put on a good show, I think.
I mean, for what they had going on, there's this one character there who makes me die laughing at your nephew every time he's there, the him not even saying a word to your nephew and pointing at the ground. And he looked behind him like he dropped something.
Yeah, and I gave my nephew pure hell about that. I was like, he didn't say nothing to you, he just pointed.
He's like, and he got him good the last time we was all there. But
yeah,
I mean, there's some Howard kid, probably from Agawam County. The dude seemed like it's his first match and his second match ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell it's the first, second match, but it was passable.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen worse wrestling.
And he got a good physique on him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he had his bros there, and they were all into it.
His bros and his hoes. Don't really know which one he was with.
Don't matter.
Don't really matter.
Not to me. I don't care. But it's just he had a good showing. There was a. I mean, it is pure Southern wrestling. If you can find any old Smoky Mountain wrestling footage online, this is what we sat through, basically.
Yeah, it's not like
It's not like a big indie.
Yeah, no, it ain't a big indie. It's really small, but it's been around for
years.
20 years, probably.
Yeah. And
so it stays relevant to us and whoever lives within the 10 counties of it.
And if you're close to a company that does independent wrestling, no matter how crappy it is, go check it out. It's good for a laugh.
Well worth $7.
Well worth $7 we paid to get in. It'd be worth. I think it'd be worth $15. If they had a longer show, but that's neither here nor there. But no, last night their version of the Money in the Bank contract got cashed in. They call it the golden ticket, number one contendership, and that guy snuck in through the front door. I hope he paid his admission.
Yeah, we're not real big fans of this guy. He is.
I give him props for doing it, but man, I love to boo him though. Even when he's being a good guy, I love to boo him.
Yeah.
Old JT Walker is now our world champion.
Yeah, our world champion. If you want to call it that.
He. Some of those guys wrestled 4 times last night. I couldn't imagine, man. They're doing what they love, and just putting on a good show. You need to go catch your local indie, because wherever you are, there is one probably within an hour and a half of you.
Yeah, your local indie guys is where they're the ones where wrestling still alive with. They still.
That's where your next star is going to come from.
Yeah. And
if that little Howard guy that we saw his first match ends up on TV in 5-6 years,
we can say, hey, we seen your first match.
Yep, at the Paintsville Rec Center. So, well, that's our little indie story. We try to catch it monthly, so we'll next month whenever there's actually a announced card, and it's able to stick with it, we can we can keep track of it a little better.
Yeah, I think we're possibly going to miss next month.
Oh no! The next month is it's a show they're doing in Barbersville. We might miss or Barberville. One of the it's either Huntington, West Virginia, Barbersville, or Kentucky's Barberville. One of the two.
Barbersville.
Yeah, one of the two. But It's we might miss that one, but like I think they're at the rec center every month on the third Saturday or something. So if you're out and about, come catch us.
Yeah, there's always, if you're ever in Paintsville, there's posters posted usually about a week or two in advance.
Thereabouts. It's got the date and time.
Date and time and
the admission.
admission.
$7. Well, that's we've got to get on to bigger and better things.
Bigger and better things. All in. Like I said, takes place in Chicago. It's going to, little show. I think it's a little arena.
10 people?
10 people?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Maybe 100 people. Maybe
it's,
I think it's 100 people.
I think it's 100 people.
Oh, yeah.
2 zeros on that. 100.
Yeah.
100 people is going to be at this event. Little small people will be there. Not very many big name people.
No.
Just
it's gonna be a decent little show, I think. And
decent little show.
I mean, good independent wrestling.
Yeah, really good independent wrestling. But the all-in card is complete now.
Yeah. I think that's basically got the show this week, man. It's I mean, it went pretty good. It's like we've done this before.
Yeah, we've done this a couple times. But here in the next couple weeks, we'll be going over some important wrestling's getting ready to come up.
Yeah, we've got some stuff. The Fallout in New Japan's going to start hitting this week on the internet, so we'll be able to see what's going on there. When's SummerSlam? This weekend?
SummerSlam's on the 24th.
On the 24th, so not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yeah, so we're two weekends away from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Now since we're back on schedule, everything should be good to go, and check back with us. Next week's show should be a good one.
It should, definitely. And, we'll talk a little bit more about some matches they have from the G1. We'll talk about Raw and SmackDown this week. Cause we'll
cover Raw and SmackDown for y'all out there this week. If you miss it, we'll be discussing it like we usually do.
Yeah, just I want to apologize. I've had a crap week, but that's this whole delay. It's on me. It's on Anthony. So
right.
But no, we're getting through it, and should be good. Especially once I get back in school, because that's gonna make my life a little more structured.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to go ahead and tell you about our social media. Go ahead and write us an email, tweet us, find me on Reddit. We are on Reddit, the WWC. On Twitter, we are WrestleCast Show, and also our email address. We are World Wrestling Cast at yahoo.com. We're on iTunes. Listen to your podcast there. We should be on Google Play Podcast. I don't have Android right now, so I can't figure that out yet. I will soon. But that's the ways to contact us. If you see us in real life, let us know a question. We'll shout you out in there and let them know what your question was.
Yeah, we're hopefully here in about 2 or 3 weeks. We're gonna have some live feed for you all. Y'all see what we finally look like.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere.
We're
gonna go to a little show.
We're gonna do a little show.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
That's all we can say. But send us an email if you have any questions, any independent
wrestling results, definite.
Yeah, any kind of independent wrestling results, we're announce it for you. If you're having a show local to us, we're trying to catch it. If you want to send us some tickets, we're go to
be
it.
more likely to even catch it then.
More likely. That's like a way to get us there. If you want us to even talk at your events, we can do that. It's no biggie to us.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, if you're not watching wrestling or listening to wrestling, you're not living right. And we like to end our show with a little bit of Too Sweet.
Take care. Catch you next week.
Thanks everyone for listening.